The year was 1929. America was riding high, a wave of prosperity washing over the land. The Roaring Twenties, they called it, a time of jazz, flappers, and booming industries. But the party couldn't last forever. On October 29th, a day that would live in infamy as Black Tuesday, the stock market crashed. The bottom fell out, sending shockwaves across the nation. Fortunes vanished overnight. Dreams turned to dust. The American dream itself seemed to teeter on the brink. What had seemed like an era of endless prosperity was suddenly plunged into uncertainty and fear. This wasn't just a blip on the radar, a minor market correction. This was the start of something far larger, far more devastating. This was the Great Depression, a period of economic hardship, unlike anything America had ever seen. It would test the nation's spirit, reshape its social fabric, and leave an indelible mark on its history. The stock market crash was like a hammer blow to the heart of the American economy. Banks, once symbols of stability, began to crumble. People panicked, rushing to withdraw their savings, only to find the vaults empty. Bank failures became a tragically common sight. Unemployment skyrocketed, factories shut down, unable to sell their goods. Businesses, large and small, went belly up. Millions found themselves jobless, their livelihoods snatched away. Breadlines, a heartbreaking symbol of the times, stretched down city blocks. As if economic woes weren't enough, nature dealt a cruel blow as well. The Dust Bowl, a series of devastating dust storms, ravaged the Midwest, turning once fertile farmland into an arid wasteland. Farmers, already struggling, were driven from their homes, forced to seek a better life elsewhere. In the face of such widespread suffering, the government could no longer stand idly by. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, elected on a message of hope and change, introduced the New Deal, a series of programs designed to provide relief, recovery, and reform. These programs, from the Civilian Conservation Corps to the Works Progress Administration, put millions back to work, building infrastructure, planting trees, and creating public art. The New Deal marked a turning point, a shift towards a more active role for the government in managing the economy and protecting its citizens. The Great Depression was more than just an economic crisis, it was a human crisis. It left its mark on the very soul of America, testing the limits of its social fabric. Families felt the strain as breadwinners lost jobs and homes. The psychological toll was immense, with rates of suicide, depression, and family breakdown on the rise. Traditional family dynamics shifted as women, once relegated to the domestic sphere, entered the workforce out of necessity. Marriages were delayed and birth rates plummeted as couples struggled to make ends meet. The dreams of a generation seemed to evaporate. Yet, amidst the despair, a spirit of resilience emerged. Americans came together, supporting each other through soup kitchens, community gardens, and acts of neighborly kindness. Social activism blossomed as people, fed up with the status quo, demanded change. Labor unions gained strength, fighting for workers' rights and fair treatment. The cultural landscape was also transformed. Artists and writers, reflecting the anxieties of the time, turned to social realism, depicting the struggles of ordinary Americans. Photography documented the hardships of the era, capturing the faces of those who had lost everything. The music of the Depression, from the blues to folk songs, gave voice to the pain and longing of a nation yearning for better days. Section 4. A New Deal, a New America, Political Transformation. The Great Depression shattered the political landscape, marking the end of an era for the Republican Party which had held sway throughout the Roaring Twenties. The public, disillusioned by the government's inability to prevent or alleviate the crisis, turned to the Democratic Party and its charismatic leader, Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Roosevelt's New Deal, with its focus on government intervention and social welfare programs, represented a radical departure from the laissez-faire policies of the past. It signaled a shift in the relationship between the government and its citizens, with the government taking on a more active role in ensuring the well-being of its people. This new era of government activism wasn't without its critics. Some saw it as a dangerous step towards socialism, a betrayal of American individualism. Others argued that it wasn't enough, and that more radical measures were needed to address the root causes of the Depression. Nonetheless, the New Deal reshaped the political landscape, paving the way for the growth of the welfare state and a more interventionist approach to economic management. The Great Depression left indelible marks on American society and the global economy. It was a period of significant hardship, but also a time of profound change and adaptation. Families were torn apart, communities were reshaped, and the very fabric of society was altered. The economic turmoil forced people to find new ways to survive, fostering a spirit of resilience and innovation. The lessons learned during this time would go on to influence economic policies and social programs for decades to come. The impact of the Great Depression can still be felt today, reminding us of the importance of strong economic safeguards and social safety nets. In the face of unprecedented adversity, the American people demonstrated remarkable resilience. They adapted to new realities, found ways to support one another, and worked tirelessly to rebuild their lives. This spirit of determination and solidarity is a testament to the enduring strength of the human spirit. The Great Depression also serves as a powerful reminder of the relevance of history. By understanding the challenges faced and the solutions implemented during this time, we can better prepare for future economic crises. The resilience shown during the Great Depression continues to inspire and inform our efforts to build a more just and equitable society.